Brothers and sisters, in a letter to the editor of the Wall Street Journal of April 18th, Monica Smith writes in regard to Facebook, "We are the victim of our own desire to be noted, understood, consoled, and cared about without the difficulty and time commitment of relationships grounded in reality. Why should Facebook be called the problem? We are the problem. We understand why so many feel the need to share not only their strongest opinions, but also their deepest hurts and greatest joys with virtual friends. We can control our data only when we learn to understand this deepest human longing for family and community and realize that it is meant to be fulfilled with real people that we can touch and see, individuals in our lives, and not a group that we create online." Every month, 1.65 billion people use Facebook. On average, each user spends 50 minutes using the site each day. It's more time than spent on any other leisure activity, except perhaps for watching television. So nearly 1 hour, the nearly 1 hour spent on Facebook is significant. It's about the same time spent eating and drinking. Furthermore, it's just an average. Some people spend far more than 1 hour perusing Facebook every day. Tragically enough, teenagers often spend up to 9 hours. Facebook feeds upon this deep human longing for family and sets a trap. It sets a trap based upon our vulnerability. As Dr. Mercola tells us, Facebook records, tracks, and stores every single thing you do on Facebook, every post, comment, every like, every private message and file ever sent and received, contacts, friends, lists, login locations, stickers, and more. Even the recurrent use of certain words is noted and can become valuable currency for advertisers. It uses a sophisticated algorithm to track your interests, whom you talk with, and what you say, and includes information about your age, gender, income level, and a phenomenal number of other specifics that allow advertisers to target exactly whom they believe will click on their ads. While some ads may be harmless, others like drug ads can have more sinister effects. The background to all this is the extreme isolation and remoteness of people. Everywhere there is an all-pervasive glacial loneliness. Never before has humankind reached such an extremity of atomization. Never before have people been so isolated, so remote, and so distant. If we exclude family members, more than half Americans have no one with whom they can share their troubles and joys. An estimated 43 million Americans over the age of 45 suffer from chronic loneliness, and more than 25% of the U.S. population, 25%, a quarter of Americans, live alone. We have become a nation of strangers. This extreme isolation molds our psychic structures. These psychic structures, in turn, reproduce themselves in generation upon generation. Loneliness is anchored in our very beings. It is anchored in our musculature, separating us from our streaming biological cores. The result is rigidity, lack of emotional contact, and a feeling of deadness. Look up. There, right over there, are people crossing the street, their faces in their cell phones. The all-pervasive, deafening silence on buses, on subways, on airplanes, everywhere. The silent, faceless crowds. And the deafening silence breeds epidemics. According to the most recent figures, 38% of Americans are obese. Tragically enough, obesity among American children is now at 17%. By 2025, nearly 45% of Americans will be obese. Let's say that again. In just 7 years, nearly half of Americans will be obese. Obesity occurs over months and years. The most ordinary functions like holding a job, shopping, walking about, and participating in family become difficult. It seems to us a reversion to a fetal state, a reversion to a fetal state where everything is provided. It seems that obesity is a cry of desperation, a sort of suicide of despair, if you will. It is a response to the deafening silence of modern life in America. Millions of people are killing themselves with obesity to escape it. Then there is the opioid epidemic. Drug deaths from overdosing totaled 43,000 in 2016 and 33,000 the previous year, an increase of more than 20%. Opioid abuse appears to be uniquely American. There's nothing much like it anywhere else. America pioneered social isolation, loneliness, and estrangement. Now, epidemic numbers of Americans are killing themselves with opioids to escape it. As we have said, Facebook seizes upon and exploits a deep yearning for connection. Go on to Facebook, what do you see? A jumble of images and videos. No theme, just a stream of random garbage. Is it any wonder that despite the constant engagement and stimulation, you come away with a feeling of emptiness and desolation? Facebook, however, is not the problem. It is but a symptom, a reflection of what is going on in our souls. Brothers and sisters, let's start planting. This spring, let's turn that backyard or community garden into an abundance of living fruits and vegetables. You can do it. You can do it. One day people will read about Facebook and shake their heads in wonderment, as if they were beholding a bronze axe or a chariot in a museum of ancient, terrible weapons. Let's take that first step. In place of Facebook, we say parsley, lettuce, chard, celery, and kale. Let's begin with the first step of healing and regenerating this American earth. Thank you, brothers and sisters. A privilege to share some thoughts with you.